Welcome back to another one. This is Wild Game Time number 5, and this week I got myself a wild turkey. It's my very first one, so this is my very first recipe I'm trying. I may seem a little hesitant throughout, but oh my god, stay tuned for the end result because it is delicious. I honestly think I like this more than a farm-raised turkey. Stay tuned to the end. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a wonderful week. I'm kind of going off of a recipe that I got online, but I'm modifying a couple things here and there. It is a whiskey glazed wild turkey breast recipe. But step one in the process is you take your breast, this is just one from the turkey I got this past week, and brine it overnight. 2 liters of water in a bowl with half a cup of salt, and then let that sit for 24 hours. I'm gonna leave it whole for this recipe. First, let me go over the ingredients. I have some chicken stock, some oranges, I have some honey, some pepper, some salt, and finally, we're gonna have a little bit of cayenne pepper. I am gonna sprinkle some salt and pepper on the turkey. Do some salt, and I got some fresh cracked pepper. All right, now we're gonna melt 2 tablespoons of butter in our cast iron. We are gonna put this in and let it brown for about 5 minutes, get it some color. All right, butter is starting to crackle and spit a little bit. Put that whole breast in there. So I've kind of pre-zested some of my orange here, some of my orange peel. And you just take the colorful orange outside off the orange. If you don't have a zester, you can use a knife. And just peel just that colored layer off and mince it real fine. You'll get nice aromatic zest there. The recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of grated orange rind. I've got a little over a tablespoon here because I really like the flavor of orange, so more can't hurt in my opinion. As a side, I've also cut up some Brussels sprouts and carrots. I've cut the Brussels sprouts in half and I've cut the carrots in half, and I put a little bit of salt, pepper, olive oil, and garlic powder and given that a little bit of a toss. So that's gonna go on a foil lined sheet and bake in the oven at 350 or 400 for 20 to 30 minutes. All right, that is coming up on 5 minutes. I'm gonna take 1 cup of this chicken stock. When this hits 5 minutes, I'm gonna flip it and then add the stock. And then immediately I'm gonna cover it with foil, or if you have an oven safe lid, that'll work great as well. So oven is preheating to 325 degrees. I'm gonna let that side brown just a little bit before I add the chicken stock so that I have kind of an even color on both sides. All right, the stock is going in. I'm gonna take our foil, put the shiny side facing the food. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer this to the oven. I'm gonna remove the turkey from the heat for just a second because that cast iron holds heat like crazy, and the stock is gonna start boiling. Next, I'm gonna get another skillet for this next part, and we're gonna start with 4 tablespoons of butter on medium heat and get that butter melted. We're gonna whisk in some honey, cayenne, and whiskey. That's right. Then we're gonna let that simmer. Essentially, it's like a based, reduced mixture. There goes about 4 tablespoons in the skillet. We're gonna let that melt. For the honey, you're gonna want 3 tablespoons. So 4 tablespoons is 1/4 of a cup, so you can just do about 1/4 of a cup if you want. Can't hurt to have extra of this mixture. It's just gonna run off the sides of the bird and into the pan anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and just do 1/4 cup. Voila. There's 1/4 cup of my honey. It says 6 tablespoons of whiskey, so I will go ahead and add in this honey and then go grab the whiskey. For this, I'm using some Old Forester. It says 6 tablespoons. We need 2 tablespoons of orange juice. I'm gonna go ahead and slice this sucker in half. Squeeze this out in the pan. Well, that's probably closer to about 4 tablespoons. Get our turkey in the oven. And and leave your turkey in there for about 10 minutes covered. You have to put on our orange rind and the cayenne pepper. You're only using a ½ teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You're not trying to make this spicy, it's just for that little bit of bite. So here's our zest. And a ½ teaspoon. There it is. All right, stir all that together, keep it on medium heat. We're gonna let it reduce by about half. Taking the heat down to about a 3 right now, just to let that simmer and reduce. In the meantime, I've gone ahead and covered a pan in some foil. I'm gonna take the concoction I told you earlier, our veggies, and pour this on. So I think this is pretty good for our reduction. I think it's probably come down about half. It's still a little bit soupy, but I'm gonna take it off the heat because I am willing to bet that it's gonna continue to thicken a little bit as it cools on the side here. So once our timer goes off for that first initial 10 minutes for that turkey that we have in the oven, I'm gonna go ahead and take half of this and go ahead and baste that turkey, and then cover it back up and put it in for another 20 more minutes. This is the first coat of the glaze, so I'm going to cover it back up, get it back in the oven for 20 minutes, still at 325 degrees. Alright, it's been another 20 minutes, it's been in the oven, it's smelling really, really good. I want to take it out, we're going to baste it a second time. This recipe calls for it to go back in for another 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to up the oven temperature to 400 degrees to really get that bird cooked all the way through. So let's get it done. Get her done.
Oh, I lost half my foil.
Foil comes off. And we're gonna use the rest of this reduction on top of the bird. The reason we're keeping it covered even in the oven is to try and keep moisture in. Wild turkeys don't have the same hormones as farm-raised turkeys, and they can dry out a bit easier. So anything we can do to salvage moisture is a good idea. Okay, the glaze is on. We'll get it covered back up in the oven for another 15 to 20. Let's go ahead and turn it up to 400 degrees now.
Ooh, that's hot.
Set a timer for 15 minutes. All right, so it turns out that my 15-minute timer actually did not register with my stupid smart home speaker thing here. So I'm guessing it's been about 15 minutes. It's coming out though, and we're gonna check the internal temperature.
She's gonna remember you called her stupid when AI takes over the world.
Oh, smells good. Can you smell that? We're at 151, so it's gonna go back in for another about 5 minutes, because that's the thickest part. All right, so now we're gonna leave the foil off and go ahead and cook this.
Can't follow you.
I'm fast. Keep up. All right, it's going back in uncovered. Try not to slosh it around too much. You don't want to wash that nice glaze that you've attained on top there. Just take this out. That looks pretty done, right?
Oh, that can go longer.
Happy wife, happy life, right? We're at 151 now. Oven's still at 400. We're gonna check it in about 5 minutes and see where we're at. But it's feeling pretty moist, so I'm pretty excited. What, does that make you laugh, that
A lot
word?
of women don't like that word.
Yeah?
I'm fine with it, but...
It is a descriptor, and it is a word
It's
that is
kinda
useful.
only-
What do you want me to
Way to
use instead of
describe it.
moist?
No, I don't personally want you to
But
use anything else.
what do y'all want me to use instead of moist?
Answer in the comments below.
It's got a wet interior. It seems voluptuous.
That's definitely far off.
If you give me another word that means moist, I'll use it for you. Damp? All right. That just doesn't sound appetizing though. The turkey seems very damp. That's what we're going with, damp turkey. Anyway, we'll check back in 5. All right, it's coming out. We're gonna check temperature. Smells good. That's great. We're hitting 166 right now. It's hovering at 166, so we're calling it. This is done. I think we just thin slice it.
Yes.
Or just cube it.
And slice.
All right, so let's transfer this to a cutting board and let it rest for a little bit. We'll get the veggies out. We'll get everything plated, and then we'll get our reactions. All 4 of us are gonna have to try it. Ouch. Okay. That looks good. It smells good. Hopefully it tastes like turkey. Alright, we've let it rest for a couple minutes. I'm guessing that the thickest part is going to be the juiciest. So why not, let's just start with this little tenderloin hanging off here. I'll do a little taste test. This may very well be the driest part since it is like the smallest part. Get that piece. Oh, it's probably stinking hot.
Mm-hmm.
Does it taste like turkey?
It tastes like turkey. It is moist.
Or damp.
Dank. Mm. I can definitely taste the glaze.
It's good. I mean, it tastes like it's like a stronger turkey flavor, right?
Yeah.
Even sitting in chicken stock. Like it honestly, it tastes exactly like turkey, but it's like if you amplified the taste of the turkey by 2. Is that an adequate representation?
Yeah, you turn the turkey up to 11.
All right, Phoebes. Let's give you some tenderloin taste in here.
Okay.
What color are you making your hair?
Blue and purple.
Blue and purple.
Mmm.
Not too dry.
Mm-mm.
But you can see what I mean about the taste. It's definitely like a lot more flavor. It's more flavor.
It's really good.
It's good, yeah.
Mm-mm.
I was reading things online like, oh, it's got a lot more game taste. That it dries out really easily. You think this is a game? It's funny. I think brining it for 24 hours is a great idea. Some of the smaller cuts are a little bit more dry, but it's almost like reminiscent of jerky. I feel like when turkey, like farm-raised turkey is really, really dry, it just tastes like dry, tasteless meat. Whereas if this got kind of dry, it's almost kind of reminiscent of like a beef jerky because there's still some moisture in it and a lot of flavor. And the flavor's kind of what I want. If I'm chewing on something that's really dry and doesn't have a lot of taste, not interested.
Yeah.
But this has a lot of flavor. I think I like this more than farm-raised turkey.
I know.
This is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's my mad cooking skills. Could be. Honestly, add whiskey to anything, it's gotta be good, right? All right, so this is the breast portion. This is the real meaty part. The tenderloin is pretty small, and it was a little bit dried out, but like I said, really good flavor. Now we're gonna take from the thickest part here. I'm gonna take a bite here. This is very moist.
How moist is it?
Yeah, I like this better than farm-raised turkey. 100%.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Is it
So-
moist?
It's very moist. If you want me to say that word again, yes, it is very moist. I like this recipe. Got a full disclosure with you, they said Dutch oven it. They said use turkey broth or turkey stock. I just went with chicken because it's all I could find. It's a winner. I wouldn't go more on any of the ingredients. I think the amount that I did, I don't think that the amount that was recommended would be worse, but I think having a little bit more of the honey, the orange juice, and the zest really made this turkey breast come alive. So I think I'll leave you with that. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna go eat some dinner, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.